Welcome back, and we continue to stay with the story coming in from the national capital, where the Congress party workers are protesting outside the Herald House, where the Enforcement Directorate conducted raids today. This is in connection to the National Herald case investigation, where the Gandhi family, two members of the Gandhi family, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi, are currently under investigation for money laundering allegations. The matter is still under investigation. However, we have seen on multiple occasions, each time there's a round of questioning for the Gandhis or a raid like it was conducted today, the workers are out on the streets. Akash Sharma is with us on the broadcast. Akash, tell us what's happening outside the Herald House. I hope you can hear me, Akash. There's a lot of sloganeering and commotion, and there's a problem with the audio. We'll try and fix that for you. But those are the live visuals for you on your screen right now. We just heard from the BJP and the Congress while the BJP maintains that the matter is under investigation and no family or party is above law. The Congress party argues that in the last couple of years, opposition leaders have been targeted by the government with by the misuse of central agencies. That's what Mr. Charan Singh Sapra of the Congress party argued, while the argument of the BJP is that the matter is sub judice and the law will take its own course. Pallavi, our senior editor, is with us on the broadcast. Pallavi, what kind of political point is the Congress party trying to make through these optics, through these visuals?
Going to be silence, and we are going to still carry on with our protest on 5th August. See, the Congress is now reading this entire reading of the Herald House as a scared government because they don't want the Congress party to take to the streets on 5th of August. In fact, if you look out at the social media statements of many senior Congress leaders, they are making this point that, you knew we were going to go out and protest outside the Prime Minister's house on 5th. We're going to go to Rashtrapati Bhavan also on the same day, and you got scared and you are just kind of a witch hunt against us. And we've got nothing to hide, and therefore we are open for it. Of course, we've been hearing the counter arguments from the BJP, but I think what may be possible is that on the street protests, which are planned on 5th, against price rise and unemployment, Anusha, may actually get mixed up with this defense of the Gandhi, something on which the Congress party has often been criticized.
Pallavi, please stay with us on the broadcast. Let me once again try and reach out to my colleague Akash Sharma, who's outside the Herald House where the protests are happening. Akash, if you can hear me, take us through what's happening.
Anusha, I'm unable to hear you, but here I'm showing you the visuals. There you can see Congress Karyakartas basically protesting, raising slogans against the BJP government, central government, and also the agencies, because as per them, this is vendetta politics. They are harassing their leaders and also all those who are, linked with this particular case. There you see Karyakartas from Mahila Congress as well, where they are constantly raising slogans, high naras are there, and as of now, police is basically trying to make them understand that this is not the place for your protest and you need to leave this particular place. Also, let me tell you that since morning we are seeing developments in this particular story where, we got to know that around 7 to 8 a.m. ED officers reached this particular spot. After that, they are carrying out searches in this particular premises. They are looking for some sort of documents, documents related to all those disputed transactions. Further, let me also mention that we got to know that around 11 a.m. a team of ED officials left this particular place with some sort of documents, but still there are 5 to 6 ED officers inside and are very much there in the accounts department at the 4th floor of this particular building. Further, let me also mention that this was not a planned protest. In fact, no permission was given by Delhi police. In fact, no permission was asked for. But as of now, we are seeing this particular protest outside the Herald House in the central Delhi nearby ITO, and police as of now is trying to make these people understand that you need to leave this particular place. This is a public road and you need to vacate this particular road because you are not allowed for this particular protest, Anusha.
No particular permission was taken. As Akash is pointing out, this was not a protest which was planned, or, usually you need a permission from the local thana whenever you want to stage a demonstration of this nature. And this is right in the heart of city near ITO. So clearly this can create a lot of traffic issues or some, problems for the commuters at the peak hours. Akash, once again, I'm coming back to you. Is this protest completely led by the workers, or there are other prominent faces from the party that can be seen?
Anusha, can you repeat your question?
Who are the workers on the ground? Is it completely led by the Mahila Morcha, ordinary workers of the Congress party, or you can see some big faces from the party also there?
So let me tell you that, there are many units. For example, DPCC Karyakartas are very much here. I can identify some people from Mahila Congress as well. Amrita Dhawan is very much here. And also some former MLAs of Delhi are here. So we can say that, different units of Congress party basically have organized this particular protest. And there is no such big leader under whose leadership this particular protest is being carried out. But as of now, I'm showing you the visuals where you can see Amrita Dhawan and also some senior leaders, former MLAs as well. And also let me tell you that just a few minutes back we saw some Karyakartas from NSUI as well. So as of now, these are different units of Congress party. But and also there you can see police is basically trying to remove these Karyakartas, and kind of hustle and bustle kind of situation here. You can see that these Karyakartas are not going, and they are basically denying. They are continuously raising slogans, but police on the other hand is saying that you have no sort of permission for this particular place, for this particular protest, and that's why it has been asked that you need to vacate this particular area. There you can see the face of kind of situation between the police and also the Karyakartas. There on the other side you see the Karyakartas are raising slogans. National Herald to bahana hai, maqsad Modi sarkar ki vifaltaon ko chupana hai. These are kind of messages they have come with, and as of now police is basically asking them to just vacate the area, but they are not going from this particular place, and also they are raising slogans constantly because as per them this is vendetta politics, and also central government is misusing central agencies. Anusha.
My colleague Akash Sharma reporting from the ground and telling us that the police is having a tough time to maintain the law and order situation. Shehzad Poonawalla from the BJP is also joining us on the broadcast. Shehzad, thank you so much for speaking to us. The Congress party workers are on the ground and they're raising slogans that this is a misuse of the central agencies by the BJP. Please respond to that.
This has become an old nara of the Congress party. Bhrashtachar mera Shishtachar and Adhikar. Koi kare inquiry to main kahun atyachar. The fact is that in 2013, the case was filed when UPA was in power. The court took cognizance, charged them with criminal sections. They got no relief from High Court and Supreme Court. The fact is the income tax reassessment order and the other ED attachments, all of them were challenged by the Congress and High Court, Supreme Court. They got no relief. So are they trying to say that the courts of law are also vindictive? The courts of law are hand in glove with the agencies and with the BJP? This kind of allegation making without facts or any kind of substance against agencies, against institutions, against the court of law doesn't behove of the Congress, but the Congress party is desperate to protect the corrupt. Now, all of these matters, whether it's the TMC corruption, whether it's the INC corruption, whether it's the AAP corruption, whether it is the corruption of the Sanjay Raut Uddhav ki Sena, all of them have been put forward before a court of law. The courts have not given relief to the so-called accused. So how can they blame any agency? If they are not guilty, they are saying this is vindictive and malicious. Why haven't they been able to get any relief from courts of law? This shows that they will do bhrashtachar and then they will do atyachar and durachar. And look at this, is this satyagraha or this is satyagraha of Mahatma Gandhi's principles? To come on the streets, to hold hostage the city, to beat up cops, to try and take the entire city under their control because two people are being investigated for corruption.
Shehzad, few minutes ago we had Mr. Charan Singh Sapra of the Congress party, and he made a point and he said that if this is not political witch hunt and vendetta, then how is it that in the last couple of years or ever since the government has come in power, no leaders from the ruling party have been raided by the Enforcement Directorate? Please respond to that.
That's not true. I was on another channel last night. I showed how the ED had raided a BJP leader in Surat. There were income tax raids conducted on several other leaders and their relatives and friends. So this is absolutely not true. And the point is that Charanjit Singh Thapra or Congress's fanciful imagination is not the touchstone. The touchstone is that if they feel the agencies are acting in a biased, vindictive manner, they must prove it in a court of law. In the last 8 years, have they got one finding that the court of law has said that these agencies are vindictive or a cage parrot? So, this kind of fanciful, pigmented allegation throwing doesn't serve. They must show us in black and white before a court of law that the agencies are vindictive or are selective. That they haven't been able to do. And when agencies act on court mandates, then they come and protest.
All right, Shehzad, thank you so much for speaking to us and putting your point across. Shehzad Poonawalla from the BJP argues that this is just the Congress party trying to play a victim card while trying to evade the process of law. The Congress party